Well, hello everybody, Mr. O here, and today I'm doing an intro to a prompt series. Technically, I started this 2 years ago when I did a torso demonstration, something I did in my summer classes, and these were some of the examples that I showed. When I talk about torsos, I'm not talking about a full head, but basically just the body. And what the purpose was to show how to invoke emotion and movement using the body, not focusing on the head, not focusing on anything but the movement of the torsos. And so basically what's going to happen is every week or every few days, depending on the class I'm teaching, they will receive a prompt. This is a never-ending sketch, meaning it doesn't matter how many they do, they're just going to keep working the full time of class. I do have students who find out they get very poor grades because they think if they don't work or they're on their cell phones that they are automatically going to get an A because they're very talented. And then they always discover, especially on this project, that if they just sit and visit and don't do the work, they will get a very poor grade, because it doesn't matter if they did 30 of them when somebody who does 6 could get an A, because for them, they put all their effort into it. So in front of me, I have a 12 by 18 sheet of paper. And of course, we're using American inches, so I will let you guys translate that. I probably should learn how to do that in centimeters. And I have both a metal and an acrylic ruler. The acrylic ruler is what I use. And I'm going to show you why it's really handy. In the classroom, I will have 18-inch rulers because it's the length of a very common paper, and it will be very useful to you. But I'm going to put this aside right now. This way you guys can see what I'm actually seeing. Now, I should point out that, take a look at this. Both rulers are 18 inches, but there's a big difference between the acrylic and the metal. Most students don't actually pay attention to, on acrylic rulers, the edge of the ruler doesn't start from zero. You have to find out where the 0 point is. As you can see, the 0 point is about 1/4 of an inch in, and the 18 ends with a 1/4 inch in also. So that means there's about a 1/2 inch extra on this ruler. Or yeah, I'd say about a 1/2 inch, give or take. And then I'm gonna go, and if this is 18-inch paper, and I want to divide it into 3 sections. You probably saw that real quick. It's real easy to divide 18 by 3. You get 6, right? So that means I can make a mark at the 6, and I can make a mark at the 12. Now, is this going to be perfect? I hope so, but if it's not the end of the world. This is just a setup. Now, I said this was 12 by 18 paper, and as you can see, I already made the mark. So, and if I'm only going to do 2 rows, I just need to make a mark at the 6, and you can see I have one at the 6 already. Now, I went around and I did some pre-work, and everything is marked, and all I'm going to do is, and I'm using just a regular HB pencil, and what I'm going to do is we're going to start with torsos, and I got that line off. Like I said, it's okay if it's not perfect. This is just supposed to be easy guide. Now, if I can do a better job, I usually, when I do measurements, I actually like to stand up and go from above so I can see my lines better. Now, I do this just to make things easy, because you can turn each box completely different. Now, in this is where I would draw it to the size of. Because when we do hands, arms, legs, and feet, you want to fill the box up, not just do a little tiny thing and waste space. And if I'm going to show you these examples, I've shown you these. Let's take a look at these. That when we do torsos, we have masculine and feminine. Usually you do one page of each, meaning that you don't really mix them. It's okay that you do. It's okay that they did. But you want to, sketch it out. As you can see how small, look at all this empty space. And when they got to larger drawings, they actually struggled. So do fill up the space. Now let's take a look at this one. Now, we always start off with fit characters because it's easy to think of their muscle and form as you're drawing. And excuse me there. But not everyone is built the same. So you start experimenting, and you experiment with age. The body of a 50-year-old male is not the same as a 25-year-old male. The body of a 45-year-old female is not the same as a 16-year-old female. And those are the things that we're studying and that you experiment with as you learn, without focusing on legs, arms, and this is where you start getting into movement and expression. This project doesn't matter if you're just drawing arms. Every part of your body has an expression, and that's what you're going to get prompts to. The torso video is 2 years old, so it'll seem a little dated compared to these. The next one is going to be arms, and I'm going to show you how to do different arms and how you incorporate, from muscular to soft to just bare basic everyday arm. Let's say you want to be a comic book or a manga animator or a realistic drawer. So that is the intro to the prompt lesson on anatomy. And hopefully I'm not talking too fast, and I hope this makes sense. The key is, if you do this in school and you say we're going to do this for 5 days, that's only 5 hours of practice. Are you an expert with 5 hours of practice in anything of your life? No, you're not. So please take your time, do them, and that's what I would recommend. At each of these prompts, do for 5 hours. Now, does it matter if it ends up to be 4 hours and 45 minutes? Does it matter if it ends up to be 7 hours? Some people just need longer. Some people may not need as much, but challenge yourself with different body forms, the masculine and feminine form, different weight classes, different ages, and you start researching and use examples. We're not worried about the perfect anatomy. We're worried about the movement and setting, a body at rest versus a body in motion. I hope that makes sense. And guys, more importantly, you can always use the back too, so you can measure that out so you don't have to use multiple sheets of paper. But you are, as always, loved. And I hope your life is going well. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.